Hey guys, this is Maddie from American Field Trip. I'm going to give you all of the best travel tips we've learned about traveling with kids in 3 minutes or less, okay? This is going to be really quick. So, we love our Ergo Baby because it packs up small, and when we're traveling, we can hike or do naps or anything with it. And for carrying a little kid through the airport, it's really awesome. Margie's 2.5 and she still is in this thing all the time. A tote bag. This one goes into this really small thing. It's like a reusable grocery bag, and you know the kids always just have extra stuff on hand that they need. So these are tiny to throw in a suitcase and then can provide some extra room, or a day bag or a beach bag or anything, and they're really handy to have. We have kept all of the kids' toys for this trip in one of these little Tom bin things. It's a drawstring bag that turns into a tray. So tray right now, their toys all go in it, and then drawstrings closed. So we can just throw it in a bag and go and not lose anything. Hand sanitizer, obviously. We have a bunch of colored pencils, and the kids, once we got down to Australia, each picked out a coloring book. This has occupied them for hours and hours of drive time. I've actually been really surprised by how much they have been occupied by these. There have been some fights over the colored pencils, but we're working on it. Colored pencils are the coloring implement of choice for the Bowman family because crayons just always break. This little box I consider to be one of their toys for this trip because the box has been really entertaining and fun, and you know how much kids love a box. So if you can use stuff like things that they also like to play with to kind of put stuff in, bonus toys. We don't bring novelty stuff when we travel. We bring the things that occupy the kids for the longest at home, the stuff that they do the best playing with at home. Those are the things that come on our trip. So we generally only bring like 1 or 2 toys per kid and maybe 2 books. So that's kind of what we've got here. We brought a couple of books. We can do bedtime stories, and the kids love looking and flipping through these. And these are the books that keep them really occupied at home. So they're the ones that came with us on this trip. These are their favorite toys ever, these magnet tiles. So they came with us too, and these get used for everything. I threw in a couple of little guys for imaginative play to kind of live in the houses that the magnet tiles build. I probably wouldn't bring these next time, actually. I think they haven't been as useful as some of the other stuff we brought, but you know, they're tiny. This toy is amazing. This is a transformer. It's one of the old school ones. It's super well made. My mother-in-law found it at like a gaming shop, and this thing can occupy the kids forever as a car, and then you can transform it, and it's just, they just love it so much. So this definitely made the cut, and then another car for the other kid. They can play forever with one car. If they have a bunch of cars, they can only play for a few minutes. For some reason, having one car opens up their minds, and they can do a ton more stuff with one toy than with a bunch of toys. I always get a magazine when we travel, and this has become a coloring book too. Use what you have. And then we always bring, now that Grandma's old enough to play card games, we always bring a card game when we travel. This can fill infinite time. And yeah, Graham's 4, and he's really good at Uno. And Margie is 2, and she gets the concept and can play. So that's been a good one for us. We also have like Go Fish and Old Maid and a bunch of stuff, but card games are kind of a clutch item for family vacation. A couple more just kind of utilitarian things. We got this little white noise machine. It's a sound bub. It's a sound bub from Wave Hello. This thing is pretty noisy, which is good for a white noise machine. It's not an annoying sound. It's a good sound. The charge lasts a pretty long time. I think you can go 2 nights, all night long, like 12 hours on a battery, so that's pretty good. And it's just nice to have when you don't know where exactly you're going to be sleeping, or how your hotel's going to be, or if, like us, you're going to be sleeping on top of a karaoke bar that a lot of old people are frequenting and really bellowing at the top of their lungs. This is good to have something like this around, and this one's really small. So mighty and tiny. These are melatonin gummies. I took them out of the big can that they were in, which is usually a no-no with medicine, but since we were trying to travel light, the can didn't make the cut. But These melatonin gummies help the kids to feel sleepy when they would normally have a hard time winding down. So jet lag. One of the toughest things about jet lag is just feeling tired when you're supposed to be sleeping. And I think usually when you're traveling, your body's going to be tired enough to crash for kind of a while, as long as you can fall asleep at a good time. So the gummies, the melatonin gummies are really clutch for the kids in helping them adjust to a new time change. We very, very rarely use these at home. We don't really use them once they've been adjusted to jet lag, but they're awesome for that adjustment time, and I take them too. Talk to your doctor about these first. We talk to ours. But from 2 up, we give our kids these occasionally when traveling. Last thing, shoes. These shoes we love so much. These are Keens. These were Graham's. Now they're Margie's. They are in really good shape, considering that these were like the only shoes that Graham wore for 6 months, and then Margie's been wearing them for a long time too. These shoes also, for some reason, we buy shoes big, and our kids have had trouble with other kinds of shoes tripping when the shoes are too big. But with Keens, for some reason, the shape of these, they have never presented a problem when being too big. So you can kind of, maybe that's just our kids' feet, but try it out, because these last for a long time because we can put them in them when they're still a little big. And these are awesome because they can wear them for the beach, they can wear them for hiking, they can wear them in hot weather, cold weather with socks. So we love these shoes, and these are the only pair of, each of our kids brought a pair of Keen sandals, and those are the only shoes we have for them on the trip. And actually, those are the only shoes that they have at home too, so they're church shoes and everything shoes. So that's it. Those are kind of some of our top tips for traveling with kids, especially for flying with kids. And we've also been spending a lot of time in the car on this trip in camper vans and driving around Australia and New Zealand. So anyway, hope this is helpful. Like and subscribe and check us out on the social medias, and we'll catch you later.